Hello, everyone, and this is Jamie B coming to you from Femcanic Garage. But this is a new series that I'm doing, JSTS. What does that stand for? And it stands for just shooting the shit with Jamie B. And that's what this is for, where it's laid back. And I wanted to create a platform for the women that I love following that I think are amazing and impactful. And I wanted to give them a platform to promote and showcase things that they're doing and products, services, you name it. So it's very informal. We're going live. I don't know if it is working. It looks like it's working on Facebook, but not YouTube. So I'm going to have to figure that part out, Kate. And thank you for being a guinea pig, my friend. I appreciate you hopping on here and being willing to help me navigate this craziness. But I couldn't think of a better person to bring on for this segment. It's meant to be 15 minutes ish, and handing it over to you to share your latest endeavor, your latest release, which I've been following over the last year. And we actually talked about it during our interview because I had the privilege of interviewing you on the Femcanic Garage podcast, and you're an amazing
Yes,
individual.
it's definitely.
And you brought this up over a year
Yes,
ago.
it's been a year or two in the
And now
making,
it's
just because I've
delivered.
had obviously
So tell us all
work
about
on
it.
top of commission work on top of getting these paintings out. But for those that don't know me, my name's Kate Cook, and I own a custom art studio in Central Texas near Austin called Asphalt Canvas Custom Art. And like I said, for about 2 years now, I've been working on a new collection of paintings called She's Been Everywhere Man. It's kind of a spin off the Johnny Cash song, I've Been Everywhere. He did not write it initially. There's always someone that calls me out on that. So no, he didn't write the song, but he definitely made it famous, and you've probably even heard it even today on TV. It's basically him talking about hitching a ride with a stranger and traveling cross country in a car all around America. And he lists all these different places that he's been to in the lyrics of the song. And so I heard that probably for the 1000th time, and for some reason it just hit differently one day, and I came up with this idea for a series that kind of had the same theme of everything that I like to paint. So I work primarily in automotive enamels, which is what pinstripers use to do paintings on cars. And so for the last 4 years with my business, I've been using enamel paint to do custom sign work and custom motorcycle helmets and things like that. Pinstriping on cars and graphics and things like that. And so with my previous background in oil painting and fine art, I have a degree in fine art. I kind of started to see if I could push the limits with with the enamel paint and apply the oil painting techniques to the enamel paint on canvas. And with this series, I feel like I've been able to achieve a really different look with this type of paint. And so there's 10 paintings in the series, and it's finally done. So I have 10 paintings completely done, and they all feature an iconic place in America, a car, like a real life car. Most of them are cars owned by men and women all over the country, and then a real female model. Only a couple of them are based off of models that I've found through like old advertisements, automotive advertisements and pinup work. But the rest of them are actually real women that model for a living, and they're like real life pinup models. So it's been fun. Thank you.
I what drew me to you is your style of art. And I reached out to you and I'm like, God, I love what you're doing. I'd love to get you on the show. You graciously said yes. And it's some of the coolest art. I gravitate towards it. And a little fun story behind the scenes type story.
We did.
After you and I chatted and you and I hit it off, and I'm like, God, I had a hobby that my partner and I have is going to thrift stores and flea markets, and we love vintage things.
Oh, totally.
And I noticed that about you as well. You like vintage things as well. And I had found this suitcase this vintage suitcase, and I'd had it for multiple years, and it's been in storage, and I'm like, God, I just love it. I'm supposed to do something with it. I don't know what. But when I met you, for whatever reason, I have no idea why, I'm like, for some reason it belongs to you. I couldn't figure it out, Kate. I'd had it for years. And I remember telling my partner, I'm like, I'm going to ship that to her. And maybe it's just in her way at that point. Maybe you don't want it. I said, but for
Oh, it
some
totally
reason,
is.
I'm called to ship. And it's a pretty big suitcase. I mean, it's pretty big.
Yeah, and
And
I was
I
like
didn't, all
expecting
I
like
did is
stickers
I
or something,
asked
you
you,
know.
I'm like, can I have your address? We've never, I'm like, I have something. I want to send it to you. And
Oh, it's like the
I
size of a
packaged
coffee
it up.
table.
And
Yeah, it's a
what do you
huge
think? It's
suitcase.
probably 3 feet by 4 feet. I mean, it's big. And I remember packaging it up and
Yes.
putting my Femcanic like sticker on it and like putting stamps on it, having fun like decorating it. And I shipped it out to
Yes.
you. And you get this big package and it's a suitcase. And it just, I had no idea why. You'd mentioned it. I didn't make the connection. And you'd reach
Yeah.
back out to me and you'd thank me for it.
Well, it
You
was
said
kind of,
that,
I got it at a time where
well,
like
and
I hadn't
it was just
purchased, this is like
very,
a
very
huge
cool.
goal for me to have all these paintings done, and I hadn't purchased all of the canvas yet for all 10 paintings. I had all the reference pictures and how I pictured it in my head, but I hadn't like pulled the trigger to say like, I'm freaking doing this. I'm going to buy all the canvases. I just had like started a few of the canvases. And so when I got that in the mail, I was like, oh my gosh, this chick believes in me. And it gave me like that kind of, I don't like gumption, I guess, to like, I went that day when I opened that suitcase, I was like, okay, I'm freaking doing this. And there was a lot of moments along the way where people came into my life, whether it was my family or even just acquaintances that became friends, that basically said to me, like, I believe in you, you know? And so I went out to Hobby Lobby that day and I bought all 10 canvases, like, and dropped a chunk of change on it. And I was like, I'm going to get this done because obviously there's people that can see this vision past even what I can see, and they believe in this artwork. And so yeah, it was a good thing. And so now that suitcase, I have it in my art trailer right now, and in a couple weeks it's going to be at my show. So I will.
Ooh, please take a picture with it. I just want to see it. And one of the
Okay.
images that you sent, and we're going to share it with everyone. I actually have a little surprise for you, Kate. I put a little something together for you, and
That's awesome.
the viewers can see it as well. But
Yes. Yep.
there was a
No, but
flyer
can you
that
believe
you
how
included that
close?
you sent
I
to
know
me.
it looks just
Is
like it.
that
I
the
saw
top
that,
of
so
the
I made that on
suitcase?
Canva, and I saw
It
that
looks
stock
just
photo,
like
and it was
it.
like the perfect background because I wanted this to be like pop culture. Like the paintings are super bright and vibrant, colorful. So with the flyer, I wanted to have like these really bright kind of pop culture
Yes.
inspired colors, but still with that vintage vibe. So yeah, that's crazy how it looks just like it.
Yeah, I looked at it.
It
I'm like, that
probably
almost looks exact because it's the
It
same
seriously
color,
could
and it
be. I
looks
was just
hell.
so
It may
shocked when I
even
saw
be
that on
the
the stock
same
photos. I was like,
suitcase
that
that
is
they took
worth
a picture
the
of.
download.
So it's super cool,
I
and
should have sent you. I
maybe
have a picture of me
I'm
holding
trying
it
to
in my
think if
studio.
I
I
even
should have
took
sent that to you
pictures of
before we
it
got on here,
before
but
I sent
I'll
it to
post
you.
that as well whenever I say that we're doing this on social media.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah,
I
because
know it's so embarrassing when I talk about the
I
timeline of
first
how
sent
long
that to
this
you
took me,
maybe
but I
a
just
year
have to
ago
remember
ish.
like there was so
Does that sound
much.
about right?
Well, there was a lot of life experience that happened outside of work, but also just work in general. So, oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, so we're
Congratulations, by
expecting
the
our first baby
way.
boy in June. So I'll have
You
the
got the
art
first one
show
on the
in
way.
April, and then May comes, and then June. So it'll be cool. So we're excited. It is, let's see, April 22nd
So
and
your show's
23rd.
actually next
And it
week?
will be hosted at the Lone Star Roundup, which is on the grounds of the Travis County Expo Center in Austin, Texas. So it's a huge car show, rockabilly show. There's a bunch of vendors. They're normally like fine artists, vintage style, like clothing and hair products and things like that. And then obviously I'll be there as well. So it's all going to be outside this year. So I'm a little nervous about that, but it should be fun. It's $15 to enter at the gate for the entire show. And then kids under 12 are free. And then as far as the times for the show, it's 10 to 6. So 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. both Friday and Saturday. Well,
How are you
for the show
feeling?
itself, I'm excited. I'm super excited overall to like actually, because I've done like sneak previews and stuff, and I've had pretty good feedback on the little pictures I've posted, through my newsletter and like on social media. But to actually like show the work, that the paintings in full, I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because like although a lot of the pinup figures, although I've done those on cars before and have gotten great like feedback, this is a completely different looking style, both from what I'm used to and then from what everyone else that follows me or knows my work is used to. I think some of my commission work in the past does like kind of breadcrumb its way to how these paintings look, but overall these paintings are probably, I feel like they're my strongest work to date, and I'm kind of nervous to see how they resonate with the rest of everyone else, to see if they land as I hope they do. So
I think what draws me to art in general
oh, absolutely.
is the vulnerability the artist displays, right? And it's, I can relate to it in the sense that, when I do my podcast, when I put content out there for the entire world to share their opinion on
no, you
what
just
we
have
do.
to hope that, well, and with this series, it's
and
like
it never goes
I
away.
pretty much knew my audience from doing commission work, and my commission work ranges still, but it does have a lot of people that are interested in road trips. They're interested in classic cars. They already loved my pinup work that I started to become a little bit known for in the automotive industry. And so well,
You're being too modest, Kate. Okay, watchers,
well,
listeners, let's. I gotta rein Kate in here.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
I'm becoming a little known. Are you kidding me? Like, you're a rock star.
Thank you very much.
Own
Thank
it,
you.
sister.
I'm really proud of
earned
these paintings.
You
these
deserve
paintings,
it, and
I do plan to, after our son is born, like to continue either this current series or I have a couple ideas for a collection that is kind of in the same vein that can go, to the She's Been Everywhere vibe, where it's like travel inspired and kind of Americana themed. And so I'm excited to kind of continue this journey. And I really enjoyed creating art in like bulk. And it sounds weird, but like painting the work, then posting the work, and then revealing the work. I feel like that has been a really easy workflow for me. So
yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch, and I want to thank you for being open about your struggles in getting it out. If I'm being transparent, I'm behind on launching my podcast.
It does.
I have recorded podcasts that need edited. It takes hours to do it. And there's, as an entrepreneur, right, which you can relate to this, there's so many plates spinning.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that.
I quit my day job to do this full time now. So we're and you've been doing and being an entrepreneur for multiple years. And at one point I want to pick your brain about being an entrepreneur, Kate, because there's behind the scenes things around that. And for the listeners who love your art and maybe who even buys one of these pieces, for them to hear and understand, hey, this was a
I agree,
struggle
and
to
I
get it
think
out.
social media,
It happens.
like we set deadlines for ourselves as entrepreneurs that the rest of the world don't know, but because of social media we have this like pressure, like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to be waiting for this, but really, like, you know, your 10,000 followers or whatever don't even know your real name, they just know your Instagram handle. So it's like our own pressure we put on ourselves. I know a lot of my deadlines are deadlines I've set for myself so that I can, you know, set the goal, have the deadline, and then move on to the next thing. So it's been a lot. There's been a lot of different lessons that I've been writing about that I'll be posting to my blog, but from this journey of creating this series. So it's definitely it's really rewarding, but it's been a roller coaster.
Give us the elevator speech
Oh
that you're
man,
talking to
elevator speeches
someone
scare me,
and
but
what
I'll just
is
I've only
this?
typed this about 6 million times on all of my marketing stuff for online, but basically She's Been Everywhere Man is a collection of 10 automotive enamel paintings, sponsored by Alpha 6 Corporation Paint Tools and Speed and Culture magazine. And it depicts women driving their own classic cars across our beautiful country and stopping at different iconic American landmarks. And the reason I started it is basically to highlight these forgotten places in America, whether it be, you know, national parks that maybe don't get frequented as often today, or actual landmarks. And I wanted to highlight them because I feel like those places and these cars are what kind of created our culture in America that is Americana. So that's what the She's Been Everywhere Man show is about. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Love it. So I'm going to see if I can get this surprise going.
Well, if anyone else is interested in learning about the artwork, I have an entire blog devoted to the artwork itself that talks about the history and the Americana behind all the paintings. I use Trent Sherrill's photography for the majority of the pinup models and car portraits, but all of that is on my asphaltcanvascustomart.com website, so they can go there to find more. Oh my gosh. Gosh, that was amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for making that. That was so thoughtful.
You sent that. I asked for that information or the pics from you because I'm like, man, it'd be cool to put that together and kind of sum everything up. But
yeah,
thank you for being the first one for just shooting the shit with Jayme B. And this is with Kate Cook. And thank you for sharing. Congratulations, my friend. Any final words you would like to share about your show or about your experience?
Just with the show, I will have the original artwork available both at the show on April 22nd, but also online. I'm doing a big reveal on April 22nd through my website, and the paintings will be available for purchase. But I also have made these beautiful posters, limited edition prints, and then postcard sets where you can get like the entire set of paintings in postcard form. That you can actually mail. So if anyone is interested, they can sign up for my newsletter through my website. Like I said, asphaltcanvascustomart.com. And that way they can get in on it, be in the know on all that good stuff. So I really appreciate you helping me get the word out to everybody and just all your support through the years of getting this out. So thank you so much, Jayme.
Keep being you, sister, and keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you do, because it's amazing.
Thank you so much.